Hi, Zach Dobson here with another Friday photo tip. This week I'm going to talk a little bit about shooting RAW files or shooting JPG files and what the benefits are. So as a pro, whenever I'm doing anything for a client or any kind of personal work that I might want to use professionally, I always shoot RAW files. They give a lot more latitude, they store a lot more information, so you have a lot more room to make edits without starting to lose image quality. JPEGs I'll still use sometimes, especially if I'm just taking some kind of snapshots of my kids or something like that. Then that saves a lot of space because the files are significantly smaller with a JPEG. So with the RAW file, what uncompressed means is that it's storing a lot more information. The JPEG compresses it so it saves space. So what that extra information does is give you a lot more room when you're editing. For example, with the exposure, if the image is a little dark or you're bringing up shadows or blacks in the photos, then whereas with a JPEG, quickly you'll start to notice noise or pixelation in those shadows. You don't get that as quickly with a RAW file, so it gives you a little more room to move. And then on the other end with the highlights, it stores a little bit more information so they don't get blown out so easily. And then with the color, when you are shooting a RAW file, it's uncompressed, so that color is like on its separate layer, and you can make adjustments to the color as if you were making them in the camera. So if you've ever fussed over white balance and trying to get it right, you don't have to mess with that at all. I always just shoot on auto white balance, and then I can make adjustments to the color temperature in Photoshop or Lightroom. Lightroom's really what I use most. And I can just slide that and change the color, and it's exactly the same as if I were doing it in camera. So, those are the benefits really of using the RAW files. They are 4 to 6 times bigger usually, but if you are, in a situation where it's a little bit dark or there's a lot of shadows and you think you're going to need to make a lot of adjustments, or if you're shooting some images, I'm really going to want to make prints of these landscapes or something like that, using a RAW file to get more latitude while you're doing your post-production is a good way to go. So hopefully this helps. If you have any questions, there's a lot more to say on this topic, but I'm trying to keep this somewhat brief. Please ask questions. I will post follow-ups in my stories or answer them in the comments and all of that good stuff. So try it out. Let us know how it works for you. Hashtag any results, ZDP Photo Challenge, and I'll be sure to share those in our stories so people can come check them out. So thanks a lot for stopping by. Keep it real.